something you'll find is some businesses like to offer services that their friends offer, and they'll essentially sell it as their own service and refer that out. I don't like to do that. Maybe that makes me a bad businessman or something. I firmly believe you will have a better conversation with the actual professional that's working on it. So I would much rather refer that out to them.
That works too. I mean, referral partnerships don't have to be a monetary agreement.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're actually, you know, they're beneficial in ways outside of direct income.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah,
it results in more income.
Yeah.
Just having that. One of our sponsors is Recon Marketing. Recon is the fastest growing social media marketing agency in Colorado. Recon focuses on becoming an extension of your business while providing social media management, review management, and digital marketing. Recon Marketing, putting you on the radar. Our next sponsor is Atmos Planning. Atmos Planning is changing the way business owners and real estate investors are served by the financial industry. Their website is atmosplanning.com, atmosplanning.com. Our next sponsor is Planet Duct. Planet Duct offers astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. They have taken air duct cleaning to a new intergalactic level that is far more powerful and proactive than anything on the market in El Paso County and southern Colorado. Sheath Underwear. Sheath Underwear has a pouch for the boys. It is everyday underwear for every man. 100% money back on the first pair if you don't like it. Visit sheathunderwear.com and enter the code COSBP20 to get 20% off your order. The People's Tiny House Festival is the nation's largest gathering of simple living, featuring van conversions, bus conversions, and tiny houses, of course. Catch the event in Loveland, Colorado, July 16th and 17th at the Ranch Events Complex.
Get your tickets at peoplestinyhousefestival.com/tickets.
Welcome back to the COS Business Podcast, the #1 podcast in Colorado Springs. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today, I'm sitting here with Josh Story with Level Up PDR.
Yes, sir.
You were on the show about a year ago, and now we're following up and seeing how your business has been going and all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, could you tell us a little bit about what you do?
So I own Level Up PDR, like you said. We offer high quality paintless dent repair to the Colorado Springs and surrounding areas. We do mobile dent repair for like door dings and smaller damage. We also have a shop over here off of El Paso Street where we offer larger dent repair and hail damage repair. We are appointment based only just because we're mobile, but yeah, that's kind of the gist of it.
Yeah, and your store location is downtown area kind of, and
Yeah.
But mobile, like, do you go anywhere?
Yeah. I mean, I've gone as far as Fort Collins for some mobile repairs.
Oh, okay.
I mean, shoot, if you want to get super technical about it, I've gone all the way down to Texas.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, that was for hail. We supported a storm down there, but yeah.
Was it a big gig?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were Texas and Colorado are the top 2 hail states in the U.S. So we get hit hard when we get hit. I mean, everyone knows that. I mean, 2018 we got wiped out on the south end and down in Fountain as well. So
For sure. But like when you went to Texas, like a big contract or with multiple things, or you guys just went down there knowing that there was a lot of work?
Oh no, we went down there to support. I don't want to go down and do it under my name because when it comes to warranties, I can't really warranty work in Texas when I'm up here in Colorado. You know, if someone has something happen down the line, you know, it wouldn't be very ethical for me to tell them, yeah, I'll take care of you, and then I'm not there to do it.
Yeah. Or economical.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Just having to drive all the way down there.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't want to do that to someone. So I go to, when I travel for work on that extreme extent, I prefer to just subcontract through someone else and just they have too much work for them and they need some help. So we do the same thing out here. A lot of the shops do that. We wouldn't be able to survive these big storms without traveling techs. So
okay, so like a lot of collaboration is just necessary.
Yeah. Like when I was down in Texas earlier this year, and I met a 15-year tech from Utah and a 12-year tech from the East Coast.
Oh wow!
So but, I mean it's all over. It's just a matter of where it gets hit first. Like it's crazy. Like the hail culture of PDR is totally different from the guys that have their own shop and just do door dings and big dents. Like those are the two sides of the business. You have dudes that they work for 6 months out of the year, and that funds their entire year.
Yeah.
So they're pumping cars out as quickly as they can. And then you got the guys that are maintaining the relationships with the customers, and these guys are the workhorses. So it's definitely really cool to go and meet the different people. And Even learn some more on the hail tech side, because I mean these guys have over 20 years, almost 30 years of experience between the two of them. There were definitely a lot of tips they were able to
For
give
sure
us down there.
a lot of small nuanced things that you just don't know without that experience.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know until you know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was a really cool experience.
That's interesting because the roofing industry is very similar because of hail.
Yeah.
Like you have the storm chasers, in the roofing industry. They follow where the hail goes, and in those areas like Colorado, Texas, in those high hail areas, there'll be people. There's so much damage, hail damage, that there's not even enough people locally to handle all of that. Like it requires people coming from out of state.
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of interesting. There's a quote that I posted by Gary Vee yesterday, where he's like, if you think that someone else's wind is coming out of your pocket, then you've already lost. And it's like, it doesn't work that way. Like, I mean, you're in your mind, you're like being human and survivalistic. Like it can feel that way. Like, or if you're just unaware of the abundance mindset, like it can feel like that's a typical thing. I think that a lot of, and I think that was a very prevalent thing in 20 years ago. Like business was all about like cutthroatness, and it's kind of shifted in a lot of ways.
Well, I mean, you still find it. You still find it depending on where you're at. It's here in the Springs, but there's also a lot of it's just who you talk to.
For sure.
You find the people you work well with. You find people have the same mindset as you. If you find other cutthroat people and you're a cutthroat person, hey, by all means, have at it. But if you're what is it, a surplus minded, where there's plenty to go around, those are people that I like, because there really is, like, and we're only growing. Like, dude, it takes like half an hour to get across town now, where it used to take like 15 minutes. Give or take some speeding. But it's crazy how big Colorado Springs has gotten, and it really, I don't know if you noticed, but it got so much more impactful, the population out here, once COVID opened back up. Like once everything opened up from COVID. Sorry.
No, you're good.
But I mean,
you gotta repair the dent that you just put on there. Just kidding.
Oh God. But yeah, it seemed like there were hardly any cars out on the road before, and then we shut down, and now there's nothing but cars. Roads that maybe had one or two cars in a light cycle are backed up at least 8 cars deep in each lane. Like, it's nuts. But
was that like that pre-COVID, or did you notice that? I mean, I was here pre-COVID, but I don't know if
I've only noticed that post-COVID.
Okay.
So
like more traffic, or okay.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But it's crazy how much we've grown. And even talking to people that have lived out here, we were talking earlier, I've lived here 19 years. There was a point in time where Dublin didn't go past Powers. I think there was even a time where Dublin didn't connect to Powers.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, that's kind of stuff that as you're growing up around here, you don't realize, and then all of a sudden,
it takes 30 minutes to go to one side of town.
Right. Sometimes an hour if you're trying to go in rush hour. Plus all the construction, but it is what it is. Yeah, but that's what I got.
Okay, sweet. Well, then we'll roll the intro music, and then we'll continue with the conversation.
Sweet.
This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of
I don't know why.
Colorado Springs.
I fixed it like 3 times.
What is it?
The music's supposed to be playing, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
And So yeah, man. So how long have you been doing PDR?
I've been doing PDR on my own since 2018. So I'm on my 3rd year as my own business.
Nice.
So it's definitely a really cool experience. It's been a journey, like learning all the ins and outs and going from the technician side to customer facing. It's definitely been a transition.
What's the difference?
What's the difference? One, you're just working on dents and you develop shop language. And then the other, you're actually handling customers.
So one is being a business owner, one's working for someone else?
Essentially, yeah. But I mean, business owner comes with networking and comes with business to business and comes with all this other stuff. But having to learn and develop sales skills, which I never had to learn before, because I wasn't having to make sales or anything. And how to warranty work, how to talk to insurance companies to actually get the what the bill is worth out of the insurance, and just learning all the ins and outs of the industry. It's been awesome having the experienced technicians that I've connected to over the last 3 years to be able to reach out to them and ask them when I have questions. Hey, how do I do this? I have this customer that really needs this. That really needs this done. But sometimes there's not even anything you can do. Earlier this year, I had a customer. They were PCSing to Germany in 3 weeks after I got their truck. And we filed the supplement as soon as we got their truck in. And right after that, Florida got hit with a hurricane, and USAA had subletted their estimates out to a third party, and that third party got catastrophe called to Florida for the hurricane support, and it wound up taking 2.5 weeks of hounding them of, dude, like, we're on this tight timeline and we need this car done. It took 2.5 weeks of hounding them to get this car like through the system. All they had to do was double check my numbers and make sure it lined up and just click OK. And USAA, when we called them, they were like, dude, we don't have control over it. That's on this third party. And then trying to get a hold of the third party was next to impossible just because they were busy with all these other conversations of Florida. So, I mean, by all means, like it sucks when those catastrophe events happen. But there's still stuff that needs to go on, or still stuff that needs to get done, especially with a customer that's PCSing to a whole other country. Like, there's no way that they would want to move to Germany and their truck is still here waiting on some dent repair.
Yeah. So, what they were insurance, or what were they? What were you were waiting on?
It was a hail claim. Yeah. Okay. So, the way it works is you set up the initial claim. The insurance typically either has you bring your vehicle into a direct repair facility, just someone that they have a contract with, someone that they know, like, and trust, and that they have a contract to do business with, and they have them write up an initial estimate, or they send an adjuster out to look at it, or they have you bring it into their facility to have one of their adjusters look at it, and then from there, you can take your vehicle and either choose your shop you want to work with. I'm not a DRP for any insurance company, but I still work with all insurance companies.
DRP,
direct repair facility.
Direct repair facility.
I don't know where the P comes from in that, but that's how I've learned it. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So yeah, that's where you get to choose any shop that you want to work with. That is your legal right to choose. Sometimes they try and pressure you to use their DRP. There are some pros to it, but there's a lot of cons as well. When you're working with a direct repair facility, you're working with a shop that is fixing the car per the insurance's wants and desires because they have a contract to do business together. So it's essentially the insurance company and the DRP versus you. Whereas if you bring it to an independent shop, it is now you and the shop versus the insurance company as far as getting the vehicle repaired right and using as little bodywork as possible because Bondo cracks over time. Once it cracks, you need a new paint job. It needs to be done again. So the more you can avoid, and that's the whole point of PDR, paintless dent repair, is to repair the metal without the need for repainting. So the more that you can save the metal on your car, the better, because even if it gets hit by hail again, you have the chance to PDR it versus, as soon as a hailstone hits, it cracks that Bondo. It needs to go in for a bodywork repair, which takes significantly longer and is going to crack again. So
do you prefer being independent before outside of the direct repair?
I like it on the end of the spectrum that it gives me the ability to be more personable with my clients and really help them understand what we're looking at as far as the options for the repair versus having to do it however the insurance wants to tell me to do it because we have a contract to do it that specific way. And that comes down to like when someone ends up needing a replacement part, like they need a replacement hood because it is just so thrashed that it's more economical to replace it than to repaint it or than to repair it with PDR, or it's not even possible with PDR. It comes down to if that vehicle is older than 3 years, then it's up in the air on whether you're going to use an OEM part or an aftermarket part, something made out of China, or maybe it lines up right, but it's a third party that designed that part. And typically you run into more issues with quality of materials and how well that part will line up with your vehicle versus using the OEM specs. Like it will have the same piece that it had before. It's just you need to paint it the same color. So you run into stuff like that. But.
Yeah. What are the benefits of working with having that close connection with insurance company?
So I mean, that's where you get the referral work from the insurance company. So you have a lot more consistent workflow. Yeah. Okay. So there's it. Like I said before, it's not like DRPs are bad. If you don't really take that pride in your car, not to say that you wouldn't, but if you just want it to look good and look decent and just get it done, I don't want these dents in my car, then a DRP might be a great option for you. And you just want it done. But if you want it done right and you want to know who you're working with and know the technician that is working on it, then a more boutique style independent would be a phenomenal option for you.
For sure.
But both definitely have their place. And by no means does having that contract make them a bad option. It's just that doesn't mean that there's not a better option.
For sure. And you work with your shop is coupled with a detailing company? Yeah,
so we share a space with Auto Detailing Delivered. They do mobile details and they do some high-end details at their shop as well. But they're just some kick-ass dudes that do awesome work and just it's awesome to see other young professionals that take pride in their work and do top-notch level work. And that's exactly what you find when you work with a company like Auto Detailing Delivered. There's a couple others around town too that I really enjoy. If you're down in Fountain, just a tad brash, Anthony Castro. Oh my gosh, the dude does paint corrections like no other I've ever seen. And it's just high quality work all around, as well as a great dude, veteran. So you're supporting a military business, but yeah, I mean it's been really cool diving into the world of automotive reconditioning and seeing what's possible. Developing relationships with body shops like Supreme Refinish that just they do some high quality paint jobs and. They build a lot of show cars there, and they're really big in the drift scene. Austin Bartow is the owner. His drift car is it's a monster.
Okay.
It was built by the engine was built by TJRC, which is actually like 2 doors down from our shop.
Okay.
But they do a lot of work on European vehicles. But just another group of solid dudes that do high quality work and they. Just mastering their industry as opposed to trying to do a lot of little things and you know average at best.
Do you guys send each other referrals?
Yeah, it's pretty common within the automotive industry for that to happen. You tend to find people that work well together. I'm not as closely knit with TJRC, but I just know that they do solid work and they work well with people that I like. So
yeah, I mean it makes sense. I mean. Referral partners are important, I think, and different industries that looks differently. If you're a real estate agent, it's probably good to know some mortgage people.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So you guys can definitely if someone needs dents repaired, there may be other things that you may find, or they may, or vice versa. Someone's working on a car and there's some dents, and this guy's like, "Hey, Josh Story does an amazing work."
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Something you'll find is some businesses like to offer services that their friends offer, and they'll essentially sell it as their own service and refer that out. I don't like to do that. Maybe that makes me a bad businessman or something. But if you have a technical question about what you're having done and I can't answer it, by all means, I would be happy to reach out to my friends and get that answer for you. But I firmly believe you will have a better conversation with the actual professional that's working on it. So I would much rather refer that out to them. I don't need to see any money from it. I want you to be treated right and have it done right.
For
and
sure,
then have dents come to me.
Yeah, I mean and that works too. I mean, referral partnerships don't have to be a monetary agreement.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're actually, they're beneficial in ways outside of direct income.
Yeah,
Usually
yeah,
it results in more income.
Yeah.
Just having that. No, for sure. Yeah. That's cool, man. So where do you want to take this business? Any big ideas?
Yeah, but none I'm ready to talk about yet.
Okay.
There's a few different directions I want to go, so I need to iron out the details for.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
that would
You don't
look
want to
like.
speak about it unless you know for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Nice.
But,
okay.
But something we started doing this year. We do offer detailing through my business, but when it comes time for hail damage, come summertime, that's going to slow down a lot for us. So that'll turn into referrals. But in the winter months, we do also offer detailing. So
okay. Yeah. Detailing
yes,
just is one of those business that slow down in. When do they slow down, in the winter or the summer?
In the winter.
In the winter? Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah.
But
Summer makes sense why people, because they're getting out and all that
yeah,
stuff.
well, and that's when all the car shows are.
That's when the car shows are, yeah.
But something you don't think about is when the mag chloride gets out on your paint, if it ever snows here in Colorado. But when they put the mag chloride on the roads and that gets on your paint, that eats away at your paint. And it'll totally scuff it up and eat through it way faster than it would have ever happened. So on one hand, you're like, it's going to snow again, my car's going to get dirty. But on the other hand, this is going to damage my car until I clean it. So caking on more isn't going to help. So it's good to set up a routine of
still good to do it in the winter, is
or,
what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe even more important.
Yeah,
People just don't realize it.
Yeah, because it's not just dirt. But
because the salt or the stuff from the de-icer, and I could just imagine. When I went to California, I drove. Yeah. And we drove up the one, just not even very. We didn't. It's not like we went all the way up the one, which is the road that goes up the coast. When I got back, like salt was all over my car. Like it was crazy. Like I could just imagine what the damage looks like out there.
yeah, absolutely.
For paint people.
Well, and even watching the rust and the decay of your underbody as well. That's something that people you don't ever see it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is until you get on the mechanical rack and they're like, yo, this thing is jacked up.
Yeah. or you kick out a section of your car. It just flakes. I had a Cavalier that had some pretty bad rust damage.
Yeah. How'd you like a Cavalier?
It's alright.
Yeah. My brother had one growing up. That thing was it was such a nice little workhorse.
Yeah. It works. It did work. I got it because I just got it because I needed it. Yeah. But it wasn't like I'm not a very much of a car person. I assume you are a car person. I don't assume. I'm pretty sure I know that you are.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I know how to make a car look good.
Yeah.
If you ask me about the engine or any kind of build, bro, that is over my head.
Oh, okay.
But when it comes to the safety features that are involved with what I do, and just the overall aspect of what I do, that's where I really shine. I would actually give a lot of my skill. I would give a lot of the credit for that to growing up playing video games.
Okay.
Because I'm staring at a light all day, and it takes a lot of hand-eye coordination to move the tools without actually being able to see the tip. And just developing those skills and just keeping your eyes open for so long without fatiguing. It's just day after day you're doing that sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
Sometimes even past then. Sometimes I'll sleep on the couch at the shop and just keep working. But it's an industry.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. So how do you grow? Well, what does that look like? Does that look like employees? Does that look like what does that look like for you? Yeah.
So right now it looks like seasonal. I would love to have employees in the future as far as sales specific professionals or accounting professionals. That would be so lovely.
Yeah.
And just taking more tasks off of my plate so that I can do the things that I truly enjoy, which is, I enjoy just grinding out some dents, but I also enjoy going out networking and meeting awesome people in the area. Something that I really enjoyed that I hadn't really done before this year was I did a trunk retreat. I did 2 trunk retreats. One for Ryan Van Orum's Wolfpack home team, and then another one for Justina Baker's second annual Halloween Boo Bash. But they were really cool, like going out and we decked out my brother's FJ. He put some underglow on it, and we had it flash in different colors once it got dark.
Nice.
I carved some pumpkins. I carved a Pokemon. Ghost theme Pokemon.
Okay, so some Gengars and
Gengar. A couple kids thought it was Bulbasaur, which I was like, for shame, but it's hard to tell sometimes, I guess. But no, it was really cool, and seeing all the kids come out and all the families and watching all the themes. But it was really cool to support one of those events, and I'd love to even throw something like that in the future. And it just got me thinking on a whole different level as far as actually supporting the community. What can I do for you? So,
and like as your business, that gets you excited to just be part of the community and support the community, but also grow your business because it's like networking, and it's a brand awareness as well. So
well, and I don't know about you, but I had, like, once I got home from the trunk or treats, I had maybe like 5 or 6 trick or treaters. Like, I don't know how it was on different.
We had a couple
doors. Yeah, but the trunk or treats I found to be a safer environment and just a more controlled environment. So it seems like parents were more cool with that. My kids or my parents just kind of sent us out as kids. And
right?
Maybe you kidnap, maybe you don't. Try not to. But go get some candy. But the world's changed, and it's cool to be able to do an event like that and just see local businesses come together to make that happen. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to do some car shows, and I'd love to do something around the 4th of July. My birthday's the 5th.
Okay.
So that one's big for me. Not only is it Independence Day, but it's also the day before my birthday, so it's a big celebration moment. So
okay, so you should definitely start planning that right now.
Exactly, yeah, but I don't even know where to start.
that's you start where you start. That's it. Yeah, you just start searching. You just start putting things out. I mean, if you have the idea, you're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, and that's kind of one of the cool things about taking a leap from employee to self-employed is just you get an idea and you figure out how to make it happen instead of like, hey, someone else should make this happen. It's I just got to do it.
No, for sure. Yeah, I mean, some people are go-getters and some people aren't. So I mean, if I'm a stubborn fool, so I mean, I like to do a lot of things myself, and I could benefit from definitely having help, but that's just my personality, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so how do you? What have been some things that have allowed you to grow your business, and how are you getting more customers in the door?
So I am heavily referral based. So really, it's just treating customers right, and they tell their friends when they have it come up, and they tell their friends, and really it comes down to just that. It's I've done a little bit of online marketing, but what I really enjoy is getting to meet friends of my friends and help them out with their damage, because it sucks when something gets damaged. And at the same time, while networking in Colorado Springs, learning of other professionals that are phenomenal in their areas of expertise, and when the time comes to use their services, you get to use theirs, and then that just builds a deeper connection there. So it's just yeah. I mean, that's what I enjoy. That's how I enjoy building, and that's what I
that's your main way of growing is person.
Just being a decent person,
being a decent person, but also in-person networking, in-person marketing is kind of what you like, and what you would say would be your bread and butter for where a lot of your business comes from.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, for every business and for every person, it's different, what they want to lean on, what works best for them, and that's awesome that works for you, and that's good, because some people they hate networking, and they would rather not do it.
I mean, it can be bland, but it really just depends on what room you're in, what the rules are, and just how much chemistry there is in the room.
For sure.
Because if everyone's tuned in the same frequency, like it's a really powerful room.
I definitely enjoy it. It's just I feel like I can with online marketing and stuff like that. I feel like I can reach more people.
Yeah.
And just like, but then I also do a lot of in-person things too. I mean, this podcast is technically an in-person networking but it's actually a hybrid. It's like both.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's actually more online than it is in person, but
yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I mean it's a little mixture, but yeah, I mean I enjoy networking, but I mean it does take up a lot of your time, and you know you got to be careful of that when you're also the technician of your business as well too. So
yeah, well, and that's where the growth aspect comes into it. You know, because right now I have to do all these things. But what I really enjoy doing is fixing the dents and getting to meet new people.
Yeah.
But there is all the other stuff that comes along with the business that has to get done.
Yeah, you can't meet new people if you have to be fixing a dent 24/7.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, for sure. That's cool, man. So yeah. So you were on last year. Any big changes over the last year?
So last year when we spoke, I was just about to go out to California for some advanced training. I went out to Dent Time, Mike Toledo, the same guy I learned PDR from, how to do it well. And it was a really awesome experience going out, and now that I know what the heck I'm looking at and what I'm doing, just seeing how he fixes it. He, on his business card, he calls himself the Dent Jedi, or at least he used to. And it really does like show when you go and you look at it. He makes it look easy. He makes it easy mode. I can do that with some
you were his
but
Padawan.
yeah, exactly. But going out there and learning how to do that, he kicked in a fender on a Hyundai Sonata, and just that was a gnarly repair. But seeing like the specific spots that he focuses on to start, and just getting that at its base, PDR is a puzzle, and that's why I really enjoy it, because you're solving the puzzle of the dent. No two dents are the same. You could argue that maybe hail dents, but when it comes to the door dings and big body damage, it's all about getting that metal to move right, to get the tension released where it needs to be released, and get the metal flow back into where it needs to go, without putting too much tension on the paint to crack it or pull it. So it's really cool to go and see someone who has several decades of experience in an industry, and be able to learn right by their side. And I definitely brought back a lot of experience with me, and it just totally accelerated my growth. Even as a technician.
Nice.
It's not that I didn't do good work before that, but now it's on a whole other level.
That's cool.
So I'm really excited.
You leveled up.
Exactly. Yep.
Nice. Yeah, Level Up PDR, guys. Josh Story, reach out to him if you guys need any paintless dent repair.
Yes, sir.
Or PDR, which is tiny paintless dent repair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, I guess we'll start wrapping this up. Cool. Is there any where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Level Up PDR, Instagram at Level Up PDR, or just call or text me 719-257-1020. Easiest way to get an estimate for your damage, as far as door dings or larger damage, just text me a picture and I will get back to you with a cost estimate, and a rough estimate of how long that repair should take, whether it can be done mobily or not, and a direct link to my calendar to schedule that appointment. It's super streamlined, super easy.
Yes.
If it's hail damage, it's also appointment only, and that can be set up on my website, levelupdents.com. Dents is plural. And just come into the shop, we'll check it out. It's just not something we can do over the phone.
No, for sure. Yeah, because there's like 400 dents or something like that. I've seen the cars that
sometimes there's thousands
that you have. Like if you see them waiting in your bay, like they look all marked up and like looks like you face tatted them.
Yeah, it's kind of like cheetah print.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool, man. Well, it's great having you on the show. We're gonna have to have you book the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
As soon as possible.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate it. We're
gonna see you next year because you left us with some cliffhangers. How you have ideas for growth, but you don't know where yet.
Exactly.
So when you come back, hopefully you'll have those refined.
You'll know what I did with it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, this has been the COS Business Podcast, and we'll see you guys on the next one.